Hi, my beautiful people. Well, it's obviously different, you can tell, and it is amazing that we are doing Morning Cafe, differently as we get to close the year, as we get to that Christmas mood. It has always been good to have you from the word go and up until today, where we say, you know what, it is time that we close the year, but then again, we want to close the year in style. Guess where we are today? We're doing it a little bit different, not in studios. We are at the Panari Hotel, Mombasa Road, Nairobi. I mean, we are grateful that they allowed us the honor to be here with them this morning, and importantly, to also engage you back at home. It is an incredible show set up for you. I know you have been entertained with some bit of music, and it's been great. Mr. Walker has done his magic, and he's going to do it even more. That means you are set for a great show of Matters Entertainment. It's Friday, and I mean, it is the last day of Morning Cafe this year, as we look forward to an incredible year come 2021. And so we just want to do it a little bit special. We'll be having cakes on board. We get to celebrate. We'll be having one of our best of guests. I mean, just invited for them to celebrate the milestones that we've made, the great moments that we have made, the great strides that we have made as TV47. And indeed, we are grateful that you've chosen the home of Untold Stories to be your key, disseminator of news, and importantly entertainment, and all this that you'd be looking for on a television station. Importantly, we've been telling your story and you've been loyal to us, and for that reason we are indeed very grateful. My name is Linda Alela. This is Morning Cafe Christmas edition, as we get to call it a day. So we'll be having artists on board who will take us through. We get to enjoy some bit of music. We'll be having Maureen with her Christmas song, and of course Mr. Walker is here to entertain us all the while. But also, we do not forget to talk Matters News. We'll definitely be also taking a look at what is in the world of news, because so much is really happening. We cannot fail to discuss that. And courtesy of a Valentine's Cake House, we'll also be giving you back at home a cake. So make sure that you're active from now. Our social media platforms will be taking a look to see who is this person that will be going home with a cake today. We'll be giving you that voucher from Valentine's Cake House. You have a birthday. There is this one person that you feel like you want to celebrate Christmas. It starts right now on Morning Cafe. And how do you do that? Hashtag Morning Cafe at Linda_Alela at TV47KE. A jammed up affair, an interesting show lined up for you, so keep me company. And to take us through the news stories of the day is PMG Kamau, a household name. I'm sure you must have seen him somewhere. He's a politician, so he will be going through the news stories of the day with me as we get ourselves, or as we usher ourselves into the day. So keep it right here. Let's get to enjoy Morning Cafe. Thank you so much out there, our lovers, the management that has always been, constant to support us. For that very reason, we say Asante Sana this year, 2020. Many would say it has ended in a bad note, but we say we are thankful and we're looking forward to an incredible one come 2021. To my producers, to the team, Asante Sana, that we'll be saying as we get to wind up. Karibu Sana, sir.
Asante Sana.
And this is the first time we're having you on Morning Cafe, and we're happy.
I am excited.
We are excited too. You came all the way this morning,
yeah.
So at least we can celebrate together.
Thanks. I appreciate it a lot.
Indeed. But even as we celebrate, Mike Sonko is not celebrating.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike Sonko have no reason to celebrate.
Oh, yes.
I have not been a fan of impeachment, because impeachment is literally a political process.
Okay.
If you follow what has been going on, I've always been against it. A political process is not a factual process.
Okay.
So that even as we were going through the BBI and referendum, we should have looked at the governor.
Yes.
We should look at the devolution. You remember, one of the items in BBI, the 9 items, was actually devolution.
Yeah.
The shortcomings of devolution, to me, one of them was the process of impeaching.
Okay.
Because the process of impeachment is so heavily political, it sometimes it loses meaning.
All right.
You look at somebody acquitted and other not acquitted.
Yes.
You look at Governor Iguru being acquitted. You look at Sonko being convicted.
Yes.
You look at the process, you realize there is a misleading.
Okay, why do you say it is more of a political process? It's because there is the hand of the senators and the hands of the members of county assembly, which again, within the very same constitution, are the very same people who are supposed to oversight the county governments.
The MCAs, or rather the honorable members of county assembly,
Yeah.
have no tooth. Because the governor and the party, they are under control of two people.
Right.
The governor and the party. They will be wiped out by the party to come and support a process they even don't believe in. They will be wiped again by the governor to defend him on criminal charges. If you looked at Waitito's process, it was the offenses cited were really criminal.
There was reason.
It was criminal.
Don't you suppose what Sonko was going through and everything
was heavily criminal?
Yes.
It was even more criminal than Waitito. But if it were a process of court, how long would it have been taken to investigate the matter?
Yes.
I believe that you need a complete process of CID, a complete process of an auditor, a complete process of accountant. It is a professional process based on the offenses allegedly committed. So that at one time you will find somebody defending a criminal offense. Yesterday I was very annoyed, extremely annoyed. Because even when it was so criminal, you found out that one group or one section of politics was actually defense.
Yes.
Yeah? How do you defend a bursary process that have been stopped to benefit others? How do you defend somebody taking his daughter in impersonating a ward officer and using the public funds to a situation where you feel frightened?
Something that he actually acknowledged. Now that makes it even worse.
Yes, you are frightened that I can take my daughter. She pretends to be a MSA.
Yes.
I go to US. I start hiring. That is not a political process. It ought to be a criminal process. Yes.
All right.
So that if what I did not like at all, and impunity is here.
It is here.
Corruption is within the political circle. Why would I defend a criminal offense because I belong to a certain
party.
political reign? So that what happened is a disaster. Because I was also waiting for Senate to resolve that the DCIO takes over the matter. Yes. Because it was beyond even their conception. So when one defends, what do I recommend? What do I think? Myself, I wrote it. When I was a heavy contributor to the BBI. In fact, I'm number 57.
I saw you pro BBI. 57 of the team
the team that wrote.
Which is actually something that we'll discuss about, especially at this time when Kenyans continue to struggle.
Yes. So that when you, between the MCA, the governor, the accusations ought to be a commission. What I allude to is that the MCAs make an allegation. The MCAs make the impeachment process by resolving Sonko should be investigated of the following matter. Then Senate should form a commission who will go to the ground to investigate that.
But our biggest fear then would be by the time the MCAs are presenting this, it becomes a problem because then you realize that they have already done their in-depth investigations.
They are not professionals. They are not auditors. Tell me how many MCAs are there in the county government of Nairobi that are accountants? How many of them are auditors? How many of them have gone through criminal justice system? How many of them have been trained in forensic audit? The ingredients and the professional input that takes you to jail.
But then
I listened to the MCA who presented very well the grievances, all the complaints. That is what you make a statement in a police
but then don't you think it would be contradicting to say that, well, again, there are some senators who are in defense of that, and we look at that as though it's a wrong thing, yet we equally acknowledge that probably there needs to be some intense processes in terms of involving technocrats, people who are well conversant with the certain fields that are in question, as opposed to having just a general person who views at this and sees that this is a wrong thing. So it will be contradicting for us to argue that maybe he ought to have gone through these other processes as opposed to what it is that happened.
I am simply talking to you about a defective constitution.
Constitution, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So in this case, we need to address.
You need to address that issue.
Yes.
For impeachment to have meaning.
Okay.
If it was an officer of police testifying in the Senate that I did 1, 2, 3,
Right.
I investigated this.
Yes.
Or a commission before the Constitution.
Yeah.
The old Local Government Act had a provision.
Yes.
If the Minister for Local Government was aware there was corruption within the then county councils,
Yes.
he would appoint a commission of inquiry.
Okay.
That commission of inquiry
Would
will be
proceed.
brought to the minister.
Right.
The minister will forward that commission of inquiry report to the president.
To the president.
The president will set councillors home.
Okay.
That process in the new constitution is not there.
Okay.
The president of the Republic of Kenya cannot send the government,
Government
home.
home, yeah.
You see? Because of the process, he is denied a professional investigation, a professional inquiry, just like the Senate is. I want to ask you, what would the Senate investigate within 10 days?
Technically,
You see what happened
just
last
listen
night?
to- yeah.
Within 3 hours,
they were able
within
to
2
make
days,
a verdict,
and they retreat a little,
right?
and then come
Then
back.
they come back.
They convict Sonko.
All right.
What evidence did they look? What internal? You see, you steal through a system.
Yes.
By the time I take my daughter to US, there is the accountant.
Okay.
It is not Sonko who stole.
Yes.
It is not
It
Sonko.
they must have
It
connived.
is a system.
Okay.
That system
Right.
starts with an application to go to the US.
But then don't you suppose then this process comes right after this process of impeachment, and then the senators upholded that, and now we legally start the court processes, which anyway, after all, Sonko has been through battles of, court battles in, out. And maybe because we probably acknowledge the fact that, the wheels of justice grind slowly in the country, maybe that's the reason why we say that, sometimes we even push it to a level where we say, step aside for investigations to continue before it has to get to that point where you are impeached.
TV 47 told me last night,
Yes.
even after 30 minutes, that it has been gazetted.
Yes. Even after a gazette notice, yes.
Yes. Was the officer in charge of government,
Communicate,
was he waiting for that?
For that, it's like they were crossing fingers that. But don't you think all prospects were clear that this?
It does not matter.
Okay.
You cannot conceive. Even when you conceive, you have to be seen to be pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if you conceived that he's going to be impeached, you must not start the process. In fact, that can show a lot of dangerous signs of conspiracy.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know what is going to happen?
All right.
By the end of, I think, today is Friday.
Yes.
By next Friday, there'll be a governor.
There'll be court battles that they got.
Yeah.
But no, now that is where we need to come. What kind of crisis does this pose for the Nairobians? Does it pose for, generally looking at the view of the Constitution? Remember, one of the biggest things that people were worried about was the fact that, well, in the event that Governor Mike Sonko is impeached, constitutionally Nairobi has to have a governor. We do not have a deputy governor for that matter. Well, the speaker can only take for a certain days, and hold this for a certain days. So does it mean then we are going to be treated to an election, a by-election?
Why do you think that it is necessary to have a governor in Nairobi?
And what makes you think that we're going to have a governor come tomorrow, Monday, or so?
Because the deputy has never resigned.
Okay, so then
maybe he's going to take off.
Polycarp is going to be brought back.
By Monday, he may be in office as governor under the Constitution. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But
I said that
But he resigned.
Yeah.
So probably he would not even want to have. Okay. Well, he would still go through that. He has that leeway to proceed.
Yeah.
And you affirm that.
Yeah.
Because after all, it was a personal decision.
Yeah.
So is there a way that constitutionally or the government can coerce him to that position again?
He cannot be coerced.
Yes.
But he still have to resign.
All right. So
now it is mandatory that he resigns.
Okay.
Or assumes
office.
Because no one is going to be appointed to that office when he has not resigned. The constitutionally, he's now the governor.
And do you suppose he would take
has not
advantage of
wake up.
that? What do you think? I mean, in a wild guess, would he take advantage of that, or he would still want to affirm his position?
If you are you?
I would take advantage of it. But why would he take advantage of that? What comes with this seat?
The original agreement was like the agreement in Kiambu.
Right.
That Governor Waititu takes the political arm.
Yes.
And Nyoro takes the managerial
position. The elite position, so to speak.
With Sonko. And it was actually in public domain.
Yes.
Not only in public domain, it was announced. Why did Igatha resign? Yeah.
He cited that it was difficult.
The first signs of the fact that Governor Sonko is not qualified to hold office by itself. If you have got a professional under you, it is like a doctor-patient relationship, which you are not ready to respect.
Yeah.
This one was a professional. This is not a professional, and is not ready to. One of the most things that have worried me throughout, even on impeachment, is the turnout, the professional turnout in the city hall.
Yeah.
By the time in 3 years you have got 10 chief officers, finance, then you are dead.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 people, managing billions within 3 years. There is no consistency. There is no planning. There is no budgetary process. There is no accountability. Because I leave the office. You see, they live in fear.
Yes.
They don't know whether they will be in office tomorrow.
True.
So even stealing, you can steal a lot of money.
Knowing that you do not know what your fate is like. Okay.
So the lack of security of tenure.
Right.
All officers in City Hall had no security of tenure. They lived, they don't work. They fear to be, they wait to be told. I worked in City Hall.
Yes.
I was an assistant town clerk there. Before I went to
that is before Sonko? Yes.
Long before.
Way back.
Government.
Yes.
So that City Hall of Nairobi has got the highest and largest number of professionals of any one single body in Kenya.
All right.
Yeah. The time I left, there were 45 accountants.
Right.
And by the time I left there, it was easy to steal 1 million than to be paid 100.
Wow.
Shilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would definitely take advantage of that other side.
That's why people start asking themselves, what next for Nairobi?
What next for Nairobi?
Remove MCAs, remove the government, put it under metropolitan authority.
Oh yeah?
It will never change.
That is the way to go?
Yeah.
All right, we come after this break and we delve deep into that and we ask, why is it that there was no push that, Igathe could cement his resignation, or so to speak, alleged resignation, that it had to get to this particular point? All that after this short break.
Ebindaya seo, ebindaya tanu, ebindaya moyo, ebindaya time, ebindaya nguma, kwataka wayaka kwataka view. Hey, what's up? My name is Movie and thank you. For the last 3 months we've been watching Coffee with Movie. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka niwawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller, excellenter. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New 2021, yo.
We let you take us through your journey.
The report of the scan came out. The doctor told us that the scan is showing my baby had already passed on.
I don't like people standing too close to me. I don't like people standing behind me.
And give hope after beating all odds.
We don't choose how we are born. We don't choose how we are raised. The choices we have in this life are virtually limited.
Only on Confessions with Maria every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Sande Yesu, sande mwami. Mtumishi hapa, papa unichasero, vaya niweze kumushinda shetani. Sande Yesu. Tuko ndani ya TV47, don't move, usisonge, pakia hapo. Na tuna hang out na Coffee with Mbufi, na tunaelekea wakati wa Christmas. Please, share. Ukiona kakitu tu, pitia mahali wachia mtu na utachaswa na roho ya TV47. Papa unichasero, niweze kumushinda shetani. Sande Yesu, acha nimalizie chai ya.
Ebindaya seyo, ebindaya tanu, ebindaya moyo, ebindaya thime, ebindaya nguma, kwata kawaya, kwate. Vyo, hey, what's up? My name is Movie, and thank you. For the last 3 months, we've been watching Coffee with Movie. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have, and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka ni wawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller, excellenter. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New 2021, yo.
We let you take us through your journey.
The report of the scan came out. The doctor told us that the scan is showing my baby had already passed on.
I don't like people standing too close to me. I don't like people standing behind me.
And give hope after beating all odds.
We don't choose how we are born. We don't choose how we are raised. The choices we have in this life are virtually limited.
Only on Confessions with Maria every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Sande Yesu, sande mwami. Mtumishi hapa, papa unichasero, vaya niweze kumushinda shetani. Sande Yesu. Tuko ndani ya TV47, don't move, usisonge, pakia hapo. Na tuna hang out na Coffee with Mbufi, na tunaelekea wakati wa Christmas. Please, share. Ukiona kakitu tu, pitia mahali wachia mtu na utachaswa na roho ya TV47. Papa unichasero, niweze kumushinda shetani. Sande Yesu, acha nimalizie.
Ebindaya seyo, ebindaya.
This is TV47. Happy holidays.
Welcome back to Morning Cafe, Christmas edition. As we close the year, we want to in style, and we're grateful you've been with us right from January all the way to this point. Indeed, it's been an incredible, year, so to speak, with tough times, fair share of problems, but all the same, we're grateful that we managed to get all to this particular point. And all this is courtesy of you, the guests that we've heard, the management, and the team that has been behind Morning Cafe. And that's why we say we want to celebrate you this morning. We'll be giving you cakes, or we'll be having a cake for one of our constant viewers, and we get to celebrate you. So keep it right here, or you can get to answer a couple of questions, and we'll all right. Oh yes, we are at the Panari Hotel, and guess what? It is Morning Cafe. So today we are doing it real. It is a morning cafe. We serve coffee right here.
Yeah.
We keep saying that this is Morning Cafe, but we barely serve coffee like on set. So it is going to be a different affair right here as we are at the Panari Hotel in Nairobi, that is in Mombasa Road. Thank you so much, Florence, for treating us nice, for hosting us, and above everything, we get to enjoy the coffee. And as we proceed with that, to some bit of a bad news, or bad news, so to speak. We come with some sad news for you this morning. It's more or less like a breaking news. Nyamira Governor John Nyangarama has passed on. He has succumbed to COVID-19 in Nairobi Hospital, aged 74. The family says that he had diabetes as an underlying condition and has been in ICU for weeks now. We've been following up on this, and we also have our team on ground following up on the same. We'll be giving you updates as to what comes out. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And we here as Morning Cafe are as TV47, we send our condolences to the family and friends of the governor. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Still with us, PMG Kamau, household name on matters politics, as we discuss the hits and miss of this year. We have been talking about the impeachment of Governor Mike Sonko. I'll probably allow you that one moment, or maybe a moment of silence as we get to celebrate or to commemorate the life of John Nyangarama. Well, thank you. Your time to also send your condolences to the family.
Yeah, I do send my condolences to the family of the governor and the entire Nyamira County government and the peoples of Nyamira. It is clear now that Corona is no respecter of persons. It does not value money, and it does not value personalities. It is therefore extremely important for each and every one of us to be careful about coronavirus.
Yeah.
When you go out, know you can bring it back to the family. You don't know when to get it and when not to get it, but you know how to protect yourself against it. People must now take it extremely seriously. It is there and live.
Indeed, and there you go. I don't think I need to add more. It is incumbent upon you, especially during this time of the festive season. We want to do it different. Make sure that you are careful with whatever it is that you do, because you are the only sole protector of yourself from COVID-19. And once again, may his soul rest in eternal peace. And back to what we've been discussing on matters politics. Interesting to note is that you said that probably we need to have Nairobi going the metropolitan way. But before that, you talk of Igade highly, and we just ask ourselves, upon that declaration that he wanted to exit the stage as the deputy governor of Nairobi, why didn't they get him to finish the process of, resigning?
You never know the style the government works.
Okay.
You never know. You must have heard about deep state.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is in existence, without doubt.
Deep state exists.
Right.
And governments are never in a hurry. And Sonko was edged out so slowly. At one time, he signed a committal document to kick him out at the State House and claimed that he was drugged. He was welcomed with beer.
Yes.
That was the starting of an end. You are dethroned when you watch and you agree to it. It is a constitutional process for functions of county government to be taken over by the national government. When you start losing functions, you start losing authority. Later, or very late, Sonko realized he has actually lost the authority of chief executive of the county government of Nairobi. But even as Rigade comes in, it is not the change of personalities that will help Nairobi.
Okay.
My friend, I have been there.
Okay.
I was a resource person with the Odongo Omambo Commission, 1994. That time, when I was being invited as a resource person, the proposal was Nairobi is unmanageable. The proposal was that it has to be divided into borough system.
Okay.
Yeah, with a road mayor. With Kangemi as a complete metropolitan, as a complete borough, with his own system of management, with his own governor, with his own mayor. We suggested a structured Nairobi is, during the day, it is now close to 3 million people. At night, it's going to 6, and during the day, it's about 6 million.
Okay.
At night, it's about 4 million. I calculated how much waste. If I want you to imagine, 3 million people, 6 million people during the day, each going for a huge toilet, and defecating. If you count one person have a kilo of waste, and then 1 liter of urine.
Okay.
How do you dispose of that waste? World Bank was very impressed by what I asked them.
Yes.
Now, if it is 6 million, count have a kilo of waste. Count have a liter of urine. how do you dispose that waste? It is not the personalities. Do you see what happens, what is in Nairobi now?
Yes.
The Central Business District. That was created in 1932. That Central Business, you see, was actually built in 1932. Nairobi reached Majengo and Jericho there. It was 15 square kilometers. Nairobi now is over 400 square kilometers.
Yes.
That still waste system is the same.
It's the same.
Yes.
Oh,
If the whole of the building was created
yeah.
for only 200 people, and for a city square, that system of wastage, the drainage systems have never changed.
The same ones.
It is
population
the same.
rise, nothing.
So, how is it going to contain? It is not about personalities.
Okay.
It is the change of systems. What did we suggest that time when I was talking to World Bank? I was suggesting that take all High Court to Thika, remove High Court to Thika.
Okay.
Take the Ministry of Raj to Athi River. Decentralize management of the government.
Yes.
Create more system, more towns, so that you decongest
Nairobi. Isn't it what devolution comes to do?
No, devolution, it has lost that meaning.
Okay.
Devolution, it's taking the resources.
To the people.
I have already told you, it was easier during my time to be paid, to steal 1 million.
1 million than to be paid 100.
Than to be paid 100. Because the process of being paid is so huge, so complicated. But I'm telling you, somebody is in Kangemi collecting revenue.
Yeah.
But you have to walk all the way to City Hall to pay. Now they have changed, which is okay with me. But still, those system has been manipulated. It is high time that Nairobi becomes decentralized. It's high time it is brought into small units.
Yes.
I don't care whether you bring an angel, it will be useless.
Yes.
Yeah. I have already told you that by the time I left, there were 45 satisfied public accountants.
Don't you think Buddy is doing so well to a point where we feel like, man, this could also be a game of, getting a proper personality?
It is not happening in Mathare.
Okay.
What is happening in CBD?
Yes.
It is not happening in
Mathare.
Yeah.
It's just for the face value?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the other day, the president went and he saw for himself. He said, okay, let us build the hospitals all over. Yeah? If in 1994, we were saying Nairobi is congested. If in 1994, do you know now Kiambu and all the people from Kiambu do not live in Kiambu.
Yes.
They sleep in Kiambu, but they live in Nairobi. So that the day population, the demand, and people do not pay for services. Yeah.
Why
it is
would
not
you
the
say
MCAs that are going to help.
Right.
It is only in pitch of the governor that it is not going to change anything. That is a personal affair. It is not change of system. That's why I'm alluding to a fact that Nairobi cannot remain the way it is.
The way it is.
It has to be broken into, that will be the real devolution.
All right. Would it not be more or less the same thing that we had before devolution, just bringing Nairobi back to the state that it was in originally, if we say that we're going to go the metropolitan way?
How many businessmen in Kenya do you know that own empires? How many managing directors do they have?
Yeah.
You see? Look at Safaricom.
Yes.
Why do they have a kiosk in Murang'a? Why have they privatized and decentralized?
Yes.
Yes. Nairobi has to be managed like a business system.
Okay.
With the full ethics of business.
Right.
Yeah. Like what you do. I have already told you in private that you are looking for the best.
Yes.
And I have watched you.
Yes.
And almost very many great leaders, I have seen them in this forum.
Yes.
I saw my governor, I support Dr. I have seen them.
Yes.
And I asked Mary, you have to bring me here.
Yes.
It looks like there is a lot of
There's something
opinion.
here.
Yeah. So that you have to JV, joint ventures.
Right.
Public-private partnerships. That is what you're going to save in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it cannot be saved with MCAs. They have to go home. and leave it as a business entity. In India, it is a metropolitan. There are no councillors in India or MCAs.
All right, this has to happen. Yes.
Yeah. I have been there, and everything is working with millions of people. Yeah.
All right, so we have to then go back to the Constitution.
You just have to change the Constitution.
Yes.
You have to relook at the Constitution.
All right.
In fact, my argument is it was very wrong for any professional to ignore the BBI.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about BBI.
Okay.
BBI, it is like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wanted to go home. How do you ask Kenyans to tell you, am I doing well in corruption?
They will definitely tell you no.
Am I doing well in devolution? Is there equity and equality? No. Every one of those questions, people would have said no. Yes. And then if it was some places like US and America and what have you, they would have impeached the president. Because the whole country have told him, why did he ask for people's opinion? Yeah. And the biggest question is, why, if you ask me, anyone who did not, any professional, anybody qualified in governance, who did not take that process seriously, did disservice to Kenya.
Okay.
Because this is where you would have come and said, devolution must, for Nairobi, it has to change.
When you say this process, do you mean right from that time when there were engagements that were going on towards coming up with a proper document? Or at what point do you question
the process
them?
From the word go.
A majority of people say they have presented their views, but they have not been incorporated in the document. And I agree that, I mean, it's almost impossible to have all the proposals incorporated in this particular document. Do you suppose what lies therein is indeed something that Kenyans should fight for?
What I'm doing when I educate youth and groups, women groups, youth groups, I ask them, is anything talking about, do you see something talking about you in the BBI? I am challenging you, even you,
yes.
Linda.
Many say yes, but no, they ask, they question the mechanisms as to how this is going to be achieved.
At it now.
Yes. Yes.
And find out whether it mentions about women.
It does.
And you are a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
So, what would you say? Would you want, it is like the Bible. It is written to guide you.
Yes.
It is written for you to follow it. When do you take people home? People who do not follow the Bible.
Okay.
The Constitution.
But haven't we gotten to that point where we have not followed the current Constitution as it stands?
You have not followed, yes. You
so that means
you haven't.
Everyone should go home.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's very simple. You want to help youth of this country, then stop bringing onions in the country.
Okay.
You want to help youth in this country, then if you can borrow 1 trillion to build roads, borrow 1 trillion shillings to give to the youth.
The mechanisms are what people are questioning right now. It's okay, they could look very beautiful.
The are there, but they are also ignored. You see, the first thing I thought, and the first thing I always alluded to, have you audited the implementation of the current Constitution?
Okay.
Are there things that we continue talking about, but they exist in the Constitution? Let me tell you something.
Yes.
You look at Article 2, the fundamental human rights. You look at Article 25,
yes.
Right to life.
Right.
Okay. Why then would a mother die giving birth to children?
It's not right.
Why then would you allow demonstrations in the town where people die? If you are talking right to life, why are there enough medicines? Why is Murang'a County government unable to give masks? If you are talking about the right to life, then why are some students not going to school? But the Constitution is there, right to life. It is a list of tests. Article 27, equality and equity. How is it equal that somebody in Northeastern is being paid for not earning 100 shillings While in my Kandara, where I was born and brought up, there are hundreds of people not getting 100 shillings. Okay. Is that equal? Is that equality?
Okay, then, you know...
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Talk to Article 43 of the Constitution,
okay.
Economic and social rights. By the way, economic and social rights now, in the new Constitution, have been merged with Article 203. You remember one man, one vote?
Yes.
It has now been enhanced. The Article 43 has been together included with Article 205. That was part of my contribution.
Now this is BBI versus the current as it stands.
The Constitution is contradictory.
Yes.
The practice is contradictory. Because you are talking about equality, you are talking about one man, one vote. But Article 43 talks about equality. It talks about economic and social rights.
And balance.
But Article 25 talked about equity. You see, when you talk about equity, it's like shareholding. And when you talk about shareholding, it means if it is central province, if they earn through sweat, the returns must be equal to
the sweat.
It was there in the Constitution.
Yes.
But it was destroyed by Article 205 or 203.
Okay.
Yes. This is what I'm saying. Before BBI, there ought to have been a now date of the current, and then establish the implementable and unimplementable.
Okay.
And you give the underlying factors. But the BBI came without audit of the
And here we are, and it's a process that you recommend.
It is a process.
So when we argue that, yes, this came without the audit of the Constitution, and we're here and we're trying to front for it, we pass for it, don't you think that the dissenting voices are justified to say that we probably need to have a consensus, a robust conversation towards this, and maybe incorporate that conversation of having the audit before we conclude that this is the right thing to do?
To ask for consensus is hypocrisy.
Okay.
It is hypocrisy. Dangerous hypocrisy. Yes.
But it should revive the conversation of us.
Why are you asking about what are you asking about consensus when it was in the newspapers all over? I gave my opinion in Murang'a.
Yes.
I gave my opinion in Kiambu because I represented different groups. Then when all members of Central Kenya were called to contribute, I was the only person out of 1,000 readers who came with a written document.
Okay.
So I'm talking about hypocrisy. Then the most important thing about BBI is that first it is in 4 parts.
Yes.
Part 1, it talks about the 9-point plan. Okay?
Yeah.
Then number 2, it talks about what do people say.
Yeah.
Then 3, it talks about the recommendations of the team.
Yeah.
Then part 4, it talks about the action plan. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If you look at Article 11, the new Article 11A,
yes,
it covers almost
this is
everything.
The BBI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The proposal. It covers almost everything.
Okay.
It has got agriculture. It has, like my friend Gachagua keeps on talking about guaranteed minimum return. I like that. Guaranteed minimum return will come now under schedule of operation. In fact, it has been given 2 years. So I'm challenging people. Why are you continually looking at the BBI by looking at the structure? Those are the interests of the politicians. The Prime Minister is not your interest leader. If you thought so, it is not.
It is not the case.
The increased members of Parliament is not your interest.
And such is the biggest fear. Such is the biggest fear, PNG. That we could have the best of documents, but the goodwill from these politicians who are the same monkeys, so to speak.
That's why I'm asking.
To implement this.
The politicians is their political interest.
Yes. But they are driving the game.
Political interests are not unethical and immoral.
Okay.
Yeah. They have no cost, including death. I am laughing at people trying to talk about this is not a right time because of COVID, because there are so many problems. Again, it is nonsense.
No, you think so?
Yeah. Why was it necessary to have a constitution when people were killing one another? Yeah. What was the priority in Rwanda? What was the priority in Kenya, 2008? Hypocrisy.
Okay. Well, all right.
That's why my
As we wind up, because again, time is not on our side,
Yeah,
interestingly. As
you delayed.
Yes. Oh, did we?
Yeah.
It was supposed to start at 7. We started at 6:50. Don't you think we've done well?
No, I was told 6.
All right, yes.
As I wind up,
Yes.
I want to say that God works His miracles to perform wonders.
Yeah.
This country will recover because it's a God-fearing country.
Yeah.
And I went home and told people that Africans are not dying. Black men are not dying. Like they are dying in Europe and anywhere else because they are prayerful people.
Okay.
But do not be careless. Because God is caring for you and loves you, you don't go without a mask. So things are going to change.
Yes.
Because the approach God has shown us is that He loves us.
Right.
Number 2, politics of this country and any other country is not public interested. You see, why is BBI containing so much about the local person? Because again, only through the local person can the Prime Minister survive.
Okay.
So that you are that's why I tell you, I cannot look myself, I cannot go to the BBI and talk thinking about Prime Minister. Nonsense. I cannot go to the BBI and start thinking about 2 deputies. To me, that is nonsense. Yeah. What have they done for me? Even when they are single many, I don't care.
Yes.
What I want to know is what is my interest
in this.
Is somebody going to look at the agriculture? People of Central Province, is their coffee going to be catered for? People of Central Province, if your interest is not there, then vote no.
That is why it is important that we read the document. We keep reading and
I'm telling you, if the youth interest is not there, vote no.
Okay.
Even if your interest is not there, don't look for MP's interest.
Is that to say we're going for a referendum?
Yeah, why not? I want people to commit themselves. Just like you commit yourself with a marriage certificate.
We're closing it, yeah.
Knowing that it doesn't matter how bad it's going to be. But at least you have got something to fall back on.
Yes.
You have to say, we agreed. We saw before God.
Yes.
Yeah.
After all.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That is a reason for divorce.
Yes.
Because you did not go to that.
That verse.
How shall we divorce MPs and the president and the presidency?
It will be
because they have not gone to the constitution.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, PMG Kamau. Yeah. And we're looking forward to have you some more. Yeah. Well, Tuesday we're closing the year, but all the same, January is just around the corner. Yeah, right. And I'm sure we're going to have more and more of these conversations. Yeah. It was good having you this morning. We still are going to have you because we said it's a special session for us, courtesy of Panari Hotel, Mombasa Road, Nairobi. And of course, the entire TV47 management and the morning cafe crew. So keep it right here. Remember, there's a cake for you. The ones who are watching, I can see we already have tremendous feedback and we're grateful for that. So we'll be awarding a cake to one of us who is watching right now, and also we're cutting that final cake, or not really final, like that ear cake, or so to speak. That of course will be coming later on. We have so much in store for you. Keep it right here, Matter Entertainment, after the break. Yes?
Just 1 minute.
Yes.
I want to greet all people of Murang'a, people of Central Kenya, and specifically Kandara. I have been fighting for historical injustice victims, and finally the President of the Republic of Kenya have taken over the matter of historical injustice. We're going to get our land. They were being stolen from the Governor Kiambu was involved, Governor Murang'a was involved, Dr. Muragori involved, but the President has removed the carpet under them, so that the people of Kandara are actually winners.
Yes.
They have got a reason to thank God and to say, thank you, Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya.
And thank you for the fighters who put up the fight until it has gotten to that point. We always say power belongs to the people. And when it's awarded back to the people, certainly it's reason to celebrate. And after this break, we're coming back with more entertainment and more lined up for you.
Ebindaya seyo, ebindaya tanu, ebindaya moyo, ebindaya time, ebindaya nguma, kwata kawaya, kwate vyo. Hey, what's up? My name is Movie, and thank you. For the last 3 months, we've been watching Coffee with Movie. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have, and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka niwawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller Excellent. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New 2021. Yo.
We let you take us through your journey.
The report of the scan came out. The doctor told us that the scan is showing my baby had already passed on.
I don't like people standing too close to me. I don't like people standing behind me.
And give hope after beating all odds.
We don't choose how we are born. We don't choose how we are raised. The choices we have in this life are virtually limited.
Only on Confessions with Maria every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Sunday yes, Sunday mwami. Mtumishi hapa papa unichasero bayayi niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday yes. Tuko ndani ya TV47, don't move, usisonge, pakia hapo na tuna hang out na Coffee with Mbufi na tunaelekea wakati wa Christmas. Please share. Ukiona kakitu tu, pitia mahali wachia mtu na utachaswa na roho ya TV47. Papa unichase roho, niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday, wacha nimalizie chai.
Ebindaye seyo, ebindaye tanu, ebindaye moyo, ebindaye thime, ebindaye nguma, kwata kawaya, kwata vyo. Hey, what's up? My name is Mbuvi and thank you. For the last 3 months we've been watching Coffee with Mbuvi. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka niwawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller, excellent. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New 2021. Yo.
We let you take us through your journey.
The report of the scan came out. The doctor told us that the scan is showing my baby had already passed on.
I don't like people standing too close to me. I don't like people standing behind me.
And give hope after beating all odds.
We don't choose how we are born. We don't choose how we are raised. The choices we have in this life are virtually limited.
Only on Confessions with Maria every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Sunday yes, Sunday mwami. Mtumishi hapa papa unichasero bayayi niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday yes. Tuko ndani ya TV47, don't move, usisonge, pakia hapo na tuna hang out na Coffee with Mbufi na tunaelekea wakati wa Christmas. Please share. Ukiona kakitu tu, pitia mahali wachia mtu na utachaswa na roho ya TV47. Papa unichase roho, niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday, wacha nimalizie chai.
Ebindaye seyo, ebindaye tanu, ebindaye moyo, ebindaye thime, ebindaye nguma, kwata kawaya, kwata vyo. Hey, what's up? My name is Mbuvi and thank you. For the last 3 months we've been watching Coffee with Mbuvi. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka niwawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller, excellent. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New 2021. Yo.
We let you take us through your journey.
The report of the scan came out. The doctor told us that the scan is showing my baby had already passed on.
I don't like people standing too close to me. I don't like people standing behind me.
And give hope after beating all odds.
We don't choose how we are born. We don't choose how we are raised. The choices we have in this life are virtually limited.
Only on Confessions with Maria every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Sunday yes, Sunday mwami. Mtumishi hapa papa unichasero vaya niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday yes. Tuko ndani ya TV47, don't move, usisonge, pakia hapo na tuna hang out na Coffee with Mbufi na tunaelekea wakati wa Christmas. Please share. Ukiona kakitu tu, pitia mahali wachia mtu na utachaswa na roho ya TV47. Papa unichase roho niweze kumushinda shetani. Sunday wacha nimalizie chai. Ebindaya seyo, ebindaya tanu, ebindaya moyo, ebindaya thime, ebindaya nguma, kwataka wayaka kwateka vyo. Hey, what's up? My name is Movie and thank you. For the last 3 months we've been watching Coffee with Movie. Nasema ni asante, nashukuru. Thank you for the suggestions, for the opinions, for the suggestions of who you want us to have and the better ideas of how we can modify this show to suit you as best as possible. Nataka niwawish Merry Christmas, Happy Brand New Year 2021. Au sio? It will be bigger, greater, fuller, excellenter. Au sio? I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New 2021, yo.